What are you doing? Why are you involving others? Ryuk's shadow? What? It was ripped out of the Death Note. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to the Death Note episode 4. Now, the last episode ended off in just a more insane place with the possibility of Light gaining Ryuk's eyes and him being able to see the name of whoever he looks at. This just makes his overpowered ability even more overpowered. He has control over life and death, and now he could just do it whenever by seeing anyone's face. That's all that they would need now. Like, the thing is, the cost is pretty good. It cuts his life in half, but the way Light is, he's a psychopath. I honestly don't know if he would or wouldn't take the deal. Either he likes the challenge that he has, or he's self-preservative and wants to attain this godlike vision of himself sooner, and this would be a good first step. I just love how it could go either way at the minute, and I really can't pin down what he would do. I think either way, eventually, this is something that he will end up doing. It's just if he turns it down now, he could pick it up in the future. Like, the FBI agent was right outside his door. It makes the perfect setup, but if he does it, the people will immediately know it's that house that is doing this. This FBI agent would have a scheduled thing. He'd be looking at one person specifically, and that means if this guy dies, you know who done it. And it's whether or not Light is smart enough to realize that, or will act out of impulse to just get this guy to leave him alone. And I'm also just super excited to continue seeing L's work here, because I absolutely love the writing of this guy. How quickly he comes up with the answers to things, and how quickly he's able to figure out stuff about Light is just absolutely fantastic. But of course, at the end of the last one, we got to see him start thinking a bit more. He got the list of people that are in the police force. He knows that they are connected to Light. One of them is either Light has info and he has access to it, and it's through these people. So he's narrowed it down drastically from the start, and all he's got to do is now figure out who this one person is. It's so close, and I just cannot wait to see how he puts it together and how his mind does work and how close he does actually get in this episode, because each episode he just gets closer and closer. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. If you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in.
Has anyone seen Ryuk around lately? Maybe he was serious about losing his Death Note.
But wait, we're going back to this world?
Then he'd be stuck there till the end of that human's life or until the Death Note was destroyed.
So he can't go back to this realm.
Can't picture Ryuk doing something so boring.
He's so shiny.
Seriously, why would he need two? Beats me. I'll never understand that guy.
Wait, so that's weird? Why? What? You don't understand why he would carry two?
Is no more than half of my remaining lifespan? That's it, right?
That's it. Like, it's a tiny little thing.
Do we have a deal or not? Ryuk, out of the question.
Okay, turned it down. Why? Okay, is it because it would be too easy? Or are you thinking smart?
My plan is to create an ideal new world free from evil and all criminal.
Yeah, that never happened.
To reign as a god in that world for a very long time. I might consider the deal if it lengthened my life.
I actually want to reign as a god. How do you think that would happen?
No, I wouldn't take this deal.
Yeah, I still felt I should tell you that the deal existed just in case.
Play it cool, yeah, play it cool, yeah.
He's not the slightest bit daunted by the fact that I'm a Shinigami.
Not at all.
He doesn't suck up to me, and he seems to have no problem giving me a hard...
Do you like that? Yeah. And there's so much more Ryuk isn't telling, isn't there?
You want to tell me ahead of time?
No, nothing else. Probably.
Probably. There's so much else left.
I might have seriously considered the deal if you'd offered me wings instead of eyes.
Really? That's so short-sighted.
You'd stand out if you sprouted wings and flew around. Not to mention the police would have no trouble
Can you do that? Can you actually give that?
If I keep bargaining for eyes and wings and whatever else, next thing you know I'm gonna end up becoming a real Shinigami.
Really? Can that work?
Though who knows? I bet that could be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I actually would consider becoming it.
You're already a worthy Shinigami.
Can that actually happen? How do these...
Gami realm is slowly rotting. We lead meaningless and empty lives.
Sort of is ending.
The only reason we still take human lives because we're afraid to die ourselves.
Oh, kind of sad.
We no longer even know why we exist. I doubt there's any reason for our existence at all.
That's really depressing. Wow. So what was the original reason for you guys existed?
You're becoming a much more impressive Shinigami.
I don't know about that. I mean, from what you're telling me, it sounds like I'm doing a lot more work than they are.
True.
I don't want to be compared to a Shinigami. I'm a human using this Death Note to make the world a better place for other humans.
He wants to be a hero and a god of whatever, who knows.
I wouldn't necessarily say that the Shinigami realm is meaningless to humans. sense either.
Are you gonna figure out stuff he doesn't?
Whenever a Shinigami like you comes to the human world changes dramatically.
Really? What? That's what?
The existence of the Shinigami realm is extremely significant.
Really?
You're gonna give his life meaning?
When you return from this world, why not use what you've learned here to try and change it for the better?
I don't really cares. Does he care about saving his own world?
You have to be a positive thinker to even attempt something like this. That's it. I got it.
The instruction page? What? What? I'm so confused.
I think I just figured out how to find the name of the guy who was following me today.
How? What? No.
I already know that if I write down a cause of death, I've got 6 minutes and 40 seconds to record the conditions and exact time of death.
Uh-huh. Still don't know a name or a face.
I can go in terms of specifying the details of death. This should be interesting.
You're gonna test out how detailed you can kill someone?
Another 6 inmates were found dead last night.
6 is better than 23.
Bizarre behavior before they died? What do you mean? So they didn't just die from heart attack?
What was it? What was it? What was it?
Before one of them died, he drew a pentagram on the wall of his cell using his own blood.
Oh, that's horrifying.
And as for the third victim, he escaped from his cell and ran all the way to the staff bathrooms before he died.
So you can make them do that before you kill them. So it's not just how they die, it's like you can basically control them.
We know Kira can control the time of death. What if he can also determine the actions in the moments leading up?
Yes, okay, figure that out.
I have reason to believe that Kira was performing some kind of test using these criminals.
Already figuring stuff out. Love it.
We'd only be giving him the results if this information is leaked to the public.
Don't let him figure it out. Awesome. Okay, so you can control the flow of information.
He's playing with people's lives as if all this was just a game.
That's your son.
It's unforgivable.
Your son.
If Kira is really using criminals as test subjects, what is he trying to achieve?
He's messing with the rules of the book. But like, well, he hasn't specified what he's trying to get out of it yet.
I think we're in luck. The results of yesterday's little test have already been downloaded onto my dad's computer.
Great, of course, he has that little way in.
The death note will work for what I have in mind.
What do you mean by that?
What do you have in mind?
Another one drew the same symbol I had drawn in the death note before he did.
You could draw it, right?
Third wrote the same letter I had written in the death note, word for word.
Sure, that takes up a lot of space, though.
For the other 3 inmates, I purposely wrote conditions that were virtually impossible.
And that didn't happen?
Everyone knows that it's physically impossible to go from a prison in Japan to Paris, France in only...
Okay, so that just didn't happen?
He simply died of a heart attack in prison.
Okay.
The next was supposed to draw an exact picture of Elle's face on the prison wall.
You're testing the limits.
It didn't happen.
Oh,
You can't draw someone you've never seen.
that's smart, though.
As long as it's within the realistic limits of what that person might do, I
Might.
can control them as much as I want.
That's so horrifying. This is so horrifying.
Will no doubt keep Elle and the police guessing. He's probably trying to decipher all the clues I left for him, especially that little note.
True. So you're just trying to give him busy work.
Kira used those criminals to conduct an experiment of some sort. It means he's about to start
You're not looking at the message. You're good.
pentagram and this letter be some kind of message.
No, it's just busy work.
Is this it?
Elle, do you know? Oh no, you got his attention.
Drug addict tried to rob a bank but was unsuccessful. He attacked a few people and then ran away empty-handed.
I feel bad for him. What were you using him for?
Last minute, but I'm sure I can find someone. I got a few people in mind.
What are you doing? Why are you involving others?
Believe it or not, I'm actually a rather popular guy.
Really? You have friends? How come we've seen none of them?
Hello? Light? Morning.
What's he going to do to this poor woman? How is he going to involve them now? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? I'm half expecting him to frame people. Is that something he would consider doing? Then that would really prove the psychopathic nature of him.
He's still following me.
That's the FBI agent. Okay, so now you've seen his face.
It's a date no matter how you look at it. And I'm sure even my stalker will see it.
Oh no, so you're just using this poor girl.
You said that you'd figured out a way to find your stalker's name. So tell me, what do you plan on doing?
Can you tell him? We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Come on, just tell me.
In that case, just be patient and watch what happens.
Yeah, put on a show for the giant demon thing.
I'm so excited. And the best part is I have you all to myself.
She's so happy. This is all just some weird elaborate game to him.
Chief Yagami's son, Light Yagami. No cause for suspicion.
Okay, no cause. So that's what you figured out. So currently you're in the dark.
At any rate, I'll be done with my surveillance today, and that'll be it.
You'll be done today. If you die, that's gonna just expose Light in a huge way. They're really showing off people. Is everyone in here gonna die? But then the drug addict. I'm so lost. I love how he's planned this. I can't tell how this is going to go. What is he going to do? You got the FBI agent in there. You have a drug addict that's waiting to die. You haven't even seen Rook. Where's Ryuk gone? Oh, great. What have you done? You controlled him to go in here.
7 passengers, excluding him. No one's in the way. Everything should go smoothly.
What? What have you done? You've controlled this. He's good. What is he doing?
Stay in your seats unless you want to die.
A bus jacking?
And the FBI agent's gonna try and stop it.
You listen to me. I know you've got the number for Spaceland's office on you. Call them.
Okay, is he actually asking this, or is this just scripted by Light?
Have a female staff member bring all of Spaceland's cash from yesterday. I know it's there. Have her meet us 2 bus stops from the park.
Is this all scripted, or is this what this guy might do?
Or try to get the police involved. I swear I'll kill every one of these passengers.
I mean, it's gotta be scripted. He'd never put himself willingly in danger like this. And he's acting completely calm.
As long as we keep it down, he won't be able to hear our voices over the sound of the engine.
And this is how you get him to talk.
First hijacker comes in like he's working alone. Meanwhile, a second one pretends to be a hostage and stays in the very back just in case.
And you're gonna share names to gain trust. Oh, this poor man, he's gonna die.
I have no choice. I'm sure Light Yagami isn't Kira.
Oh no, you fool. You poor fool.
Here's my proof. Take a look.
L needed an outsider, so we got the FBI to investigate anyone connected to the Japanese.
You got it. This would mean L is right on top of you then. Because if you kill this guy, it exposes you.
Shut the hell up, you old hag. You want me to shoot you right now?
There's no way he would have scripted that. That can't be scripted. You had no idea if the old woman was going to be on the bus.
He won't shoot us. In fact, he's not going to do anything.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
Is this part of it? Is this part of it?
You guys were planning something back here, weren't you?
Damn it. Find out the Light was planning to jump him and take his gun away.
Is this actually part of it? Is this part of it?
Plans for a date, huh? Stupid kid.
Gotcha.
What gotcha? What gotcha what? Ryuk's shadow? What?
You in the very back. What do you think you're doing? Don't mess with me.
Can you see Ryuk?
How long have you been hiding back there?
That page.
What's this? You're talking to me.
It was ripped out of the Death Note.
You keep away from me, you freak.
This isn't good. He's hallucinating.
He ripped it out of the Death Note. So you could just do that? He's allowed someone to see it.
That little note that Light accidentally dropped was actually torn from the pages of the Death Note itself.
Oh no. And he looks insane. He's going to start shooting and then the FBI agent's going to step in.
Get away!
You can't. Oh, I love he ripples.
I'm a Shinigami, so I'm afraid your bullets aren't gonna kill me.
Start speaking! Yeah, he can't. Let me guess, the guy shot him by now. And he's out. Okay. Now what? So you're no longer a threat, really?
He even used this hijacking as a way to get the guy following him to willingly give up his name.
Yep, and you can't see him.
It's not the bus. Let me off!
Can you capture this guy alive? Have him say things. Ryuk just gave away a but. No, of course. Light wrote it down. He's a genius. He's a mastermind. He has this planned. Well, dates off. Wow, that is insane. He managed to do all of that. And he's completely psychopathic.
11:45 on the dot. Everything went just as I planned.
Oh, dear me, that's insane.
Sees a horrific phantom and empties his gun trying to kill it.
Oh.
Terrified, he flees the bus.
So you can't write he sees Ryuk. You have to actually put that, you have to make that happen.
He dies when struck by a car.
Right on the dot. Great. And you relieve your suspicion. Okay, but this, I feel like, would be a good...
You will be next, Ray Penn.
Why? Don't ignore him. Don't do it anymore. You are in the clear. You now know you have an FBI agent that can say he trusts you. You would be fine. And it ends. This poor FBI agent. I mean, quite frankly, I feel bad for the world with this guy living in it. This was just absolutely insane. This was masterful. I loved how we just got to see this play out. It was so good how it all worked. The Death Note, actually, he ripped a page, he ripped a part of it out. He ripped something note out that said about the date. Could that come back and bite him in the butt? I don't know. I feel like it's all perfect. He's done everything perfectly. When can he mess up? The only way for him to get caught is to mess up, and right now he is just not doing that. Right, my mind is going to be stuck on that one scene for like a while now. I got to remember what else happened in this episode, because I just absolutely loved that. Right. Go back to the start. Light declined the deal. That's what he did. He declined the deal. He did not accept the eyes. He even jokingly went on about the wings or whatever. But then he also talked to Ryuk about fixing his own world. So again, he's trying to make himself look better. He believes he is even better than the god of death. And he thinks that he is a godlike figure. He wants that. He wants life. And he actually plans to live a long time once this is done. So he must be planning to get this all sorted rather quickly. I mean, he really does have the nerve to just toy with the Shinigami. It makes me wonder if Ryuk would eventually turn against him, but I doubt it, because he is a passive observer. He does not care. He's just watching the show. Okay, then we get to see L and the Light's experiments or whatever, and yeah, so he killed some people, 6 people testing the limits of the book. And he basically planted a bunch of random useless nonsense there. But of course, Elle picked something up. I don't know if that is anything. Can that be anything? I don't know. Elle seemed to think it was something, but that could just be busy work to keep him from looking further into the actual real thing. And this episode just proves that Light is an absolute mastermind when it comes to basically everything. I really am finding it difficult to figure out how he could be defeated. I don't think he can, unless he somehow manages to mess up himself, which we just have not seen yet. This, of course, this whole scenario played with chance. The guy had to pick up the Death Note scrap to let the plan work. If he didn't, I doubt he would have been run over. So maybe it has to come down to him messing with chance again, only for that chance to just not happen. Yeah, then I'm assuming the aftermath of this is going to be quite something. So the FBI agent, his name has been gotten. Light can do what he wants with that. This poor girl thought she was going on a nice date with the most popular kid in school, apparently, who has the best grades, and that ended up in disaster. She was just used for this. Yeah, he just used people. He's a psychopath. He does not care about people. He cares about his idealistic world, but he does not care about people. And I cannot wait to see what, like, Ryuk's reaction is going to be to all of this. Like, is he going to be impressed about how he was even used in part of the plan? Like, he seemed impressed when he was talking about it. But if only they managed to get this, if only they managed to get information out of the guy before he died. Because basically, Ryuk told him everything. That could be something. If Light is so, because yeah, this was a spectacle as well. He did not have to use Ryuk. He could have just said he starts seeing things, starts hallucinating. Maybe that could work. He just decided to actually have Ryuk show up, and then Ryuk willingly, just like against Light's plan, started spilling everything. Shinigami, God of Death, told Light, mentioned Light by name. Ryuk has to be the way Light is defeated, because otherwise he's just absolutely unstoppable. Yeah, then where I think his mistake could come in. He now has the FBI agent's name, and he's probably going to kill him. He wouldn't have gone through all this effort if he wasn't, but that would be a huge mistake. This guy basically just said that he was clear. He was not suspicious. He was just a good student. That's what this guy got from this whole thing. Light's going to kill him, which is just going to send red flags to everyone. This guy was specifically looking at this house, this person specifically. And if he dies, red flags. And if he dies a certain way, then maybe. But if he dies nonetheless, I think they're going to be suspicious. And it's surprising that Light hasn't seen. Light's smart. I'm guessing he even knows this, but he's figured out some way that I haven't, and that will just allow him to kill this person while also staying completely off the radar. Maybe he writes like, oh, this guy goes on vacation for 2 years and then spontaneously combusts at 2:45 p.m. That could be something. That would, I guess, leave him in the clear and give enough time for this guy not to be suspicious of him. But, like, it's so insane to think how smart this guy is. But, like, I can't see how he can get out of this with killing this guy. I need Elle to step up the investigation, because he is the one that can save lives here. He is the one that can stop Light from doing this stuff, and he needs to do it faster. But yeah, this episode was just insane. I'm so hung up on the bus scene. That was absolutely incredible. How just watching Light's mind work and just seeing his plan come to fruition. And this is only episode 4. There's so many episodes left. I'm going to enjoy this so much. To begin then, this episode's probably my favourite so far. Bus scene alone just takes it all. Yeah, just focusing on Light for the start. His character is so psychopathic, but I'm loving him and just how smart he is. He is an evil genius, like perfect embodiment of evil genius. Then I guess he doesn't think himself evil, so he's kind of that misguided, righteous. He's not willing to accept that he's evil, that's the thing. But it's so much fun watching him work. Like, so just looking at the start, he's testing the Death Note, he's talking about being a Shinigami and being the god or whatever, saying he's not willing to take the deal because he doesn't want to lose that part of he doesn't want to lose his life. He wants to live as a god for as long as he can. So he does value his own existence. That's good, that's something, that's self-preservation. He's not that disattached from everything. We even see him talking about how he thinks Ryuk could make the Shinigami realm better and not rotting anymore. I think Light's world, rotting is more of the people and society. Ryuk's world kind of looks like it's physically rotting, and I don't know how Ryuk could stop that. Yeah, then we go on to just Light testing the limits of the book and being all experimental. He uses every opportunity to the fullest. First, test the notebook and the rules and what he can do with it, but also use it as an opportunity to mess with the police. He also gets the information and the results, even though the police thought they could keep that from him. Didn't. So maybe that could narrow it down more. There were like a few people in that room that got it, and if they share it out to the whole police force, that would be bad. But if it's only in those people, that could be good. For L, not for Light, obviously. But yeah, then the bus scene, just beautiful. It was insane just watching him work and just how effortlessly it happened. Everything went according to plan. He even managed to use Ryuk in that, and just managed to terrify this poor person. I feel bad for the criminals. And at the end of it all, he did get the FBI agent's name. And now what will come of that, I don't know. It feels kind of dumb to kill him, considering that would put a target on Light's back. But I'm sure at this point he's got a plan around it. He's going to be able to kill him and get away with it. After these 4 episodes, I think Light has proven to me that no matter what he does, he's smart enough to be able to get away with whatever. And that is so terrifying to think about. Now L, he didn't do that much in this episode, but it concerns me. Either he's gotten caught up in busy work, or he's found something that even Light didn't even intend, which would be very good. He's basically spending this episode going over the test results that Light prepared. It was intended to be busy work to distract L from seeing what he was doing. Technically worked. L found something in that little note. Either that's what Light wanted him to find, or it's something else that Light didn't expect. Either way, I think there's some opportunity in that for just seeing. Now, how can L figure out that Light now knows about the test results? I don't think he can. If he did, he'd know that the people in that room that knew about it, one of those is connected to the Kira. That's how he would know. But I don't know how he can figure that out. A guy got killed by a car, that's not going to come up on their radar unless the FBI agent reports it and says it's some weird thing. But then again, if L does have some connection with the Death Note, what the guy spouted before, what the criminal spouted before he died could be telling if the FBI agent reports this in time before he dies. That could be good. Then just looking at Ryuk, I like that we're getting more on him. That he isn't just a passive observer, but we're getting more on the Shinigamis as a whole. They are from around swatting and they've forgotten their point of existing. Quite sad, because I can't even understand the point of them. They exist to steal the lives and years of others so that they don't die, essentially. So if they were removed from existence, what would happen? Not a lot. People would still die. This immediately makes me think that there's other stuff out there which they're meant to be around and they're meant to do something with. I feel like there is a counterbalance to their power that must exist in this world. Otherwise, what is the point of them? They obviously exist. They must exist for a reason. The world is rotting, probably because they've lost that reason. And there's got to be some other polar opposite force out there that counteracts what they are, or at least interacts with what they are on the same sort of level. But like, it's also terrifying just to hear Ryuk tell Light that he would make a pretty good Shinigami and probably one of the better ones that there are. Even this god of death thinks Light would be a good god, but of course Light doesn't want to be a god of death. He wants to be just a god of, I would assume, happiness, life. Don't really know at this point. But it will be interesting to see if Light will see more of himself in Ryuk as things go on, because he does not want to be like Ryuk. He's just using that power. He does not want to be like Ryuk. And if he sees more similarities between them, and Ryuk keeps pointing it out, that could make him fluster a bit. So I think the only way Light can be defeated is either by himself or Ryuk. Either way, it's internally. No one outside can really get to him. It has to be a mistake on their parts. Then the FBI agent, I feel so bad for. He has no idea what he's just done. And he literally he thought Light was in the clear. He thought there was nothing suspicious about him. So now he's gonna go and die. But it's just so, I can't wrap my head around how that benefits Light. He's just doing it out of spite. He doesn't want to be followed. He wants to, because he thinks if he keeps being followed, they're going to find him. This was his last day. That was pointed out, but of course Light doesn't hear that. But to us, we know it was his last day. This could be how Light messes up. He kills this guy, immediately pointing the finger at himself. Then I'm sure he has a plan to deal with that, and I can't see what it is. All I know is that I feel tremendously bad for this poor FBI agent who did come, and I guess he thought he was saving people, but I feel so bad for him. And also, if Light does do this, it's another turning point. He's not just killing criminals, he's killing anyone that kind of goes against him, that aren't criminals. And I kind of hope Ryuk points that out at some point. The bus scene, though, has to be my favorite part of this episode and the show so far. It was just written so wonderfully well, and it's just, you get in the mind of an evil psychopathic genius here, and it's done so brilliantly. Like at the setup, how it lets the audience know that you're not going to know. We're going to be put in the same boat as Ryuk and not know what's happening. Then we get to see the Death Note actually be used as a kind of weapon, or just to put on a show, essentially. I absolutely love seeing Ryuk's shadow be cast over the guy as he starts realizing he can see it. I think just everything about the scene was done so well, and I could just watch it over and over again. And I'm just trying to think of all the details that happened there. So you have the criminal who wasn't mind controlled or anything. He was basically said that Light's instructions were rather simple. He was going to hold up the bus stop, and he gave the initial instructions. Everything else was on him. Eventually, he would start shouting at something he saw. That was Light's part to put a bit of the Death Note down so that the guy would pick it up and see it. Awesome to know that you don't have to touch the whole book, you just have to touch a scrap of paper from it, and then you see Ryuk. Because that does mean now he should have to get rid of this scrap, because if he leaves that unaccounted for, someone could see it. That is a very powerful thing just to have in his pocket. It should be guarded at the same level as the Death Note itself. But then just how he toyed with like everyone in there. Of course, he used the poor girl and thinking he's going to get a date, and it was just to terrify her and to use her to get to the FBI agent. And then he even managed to get the FBI agent's name by gaining trust, by making him show the ID. He got a name and a face, and it's so over for this poor man. Then of course the scene wraps you up in just this idea that this guy has just seen Ryuk. That's the grab, and you completely forget that the guy still has to die. How does he die? Runs out the bus, gets hit, and it's just the scene, it just messes with the audience so well, and it's just, I love it so much. This is only episode 4. There's so many episodes left, and I cannot wait to see how they will compare with this. Then I guess the other thing that this episode does is just explain the Death Note limits. We get to know that they can't teleport places, it can't say things they don't know, and there was another one which I can't remember, but basically it autocorrects itself. It can't do what's impossible. It has to be done in the realm of reason. Makes me wonder if spontaneous combustion can work. I'm sure that is a cause of death, but I think it's just so terrifying to see him carry out these tests and even get the information back and just use it, and this just opens up the door to who knows what else he can do. Like, we now know that the FBI agent's gonna die, but I doubt he's gonna die of a simple heart attack. I'm sure Light is going to use his newfound knowledge to the utmost potential. As for what's next, the FBI agent, he's going to die. That's where this has been leading. He's dead, and I feel so bad. And of course, no matter what happens there, it's going to provide opportunity for everyone. That's what I'm gathering from this. I cannot see how it will go, but I know that no matter what happens, each side will benefit from it. And that's what makes this story so rich and engaging, and how it's allowed for such a fast pace. Even though they're getting so close, Light still is able to defend himself in these ways. So I mean, the obvious thing is that when this guy dies, it's obviously going to put a red flag on Light's household, but I'm sure Light will use the death to do something else. Maybe the FBI agent's going to end up like offing themselves because of what they saw in this accident. That could be something. I'm just terrified. I feel bad for him, and I know that no matter what happens in the next one, it's just going to feel like things get worse, but also better for both sides. And that is just what's so gripping about this show so far. Yeah, overall, this episode was absolutely fantastic. Loved every second of this. Loved the little details and lore stuff that you get from the Shinigamis and their realm. Love the, I guess, more deeper look of Light's character that we get, and just seeing his grand eventual goal, that he does want to reign over everything as a god and not just die shortly after succeeding. Plus, we actually got to see some of the effects of what has been building up. Someone touched the Death Note other than Light, and we got to see how that happens. Visually, it looks amazing. The feel of it was great, and the scene itself was just so good. It completely catches the audience up in the moment, and you just forget that there's a death coming yet. And I think the best part about all of this is that this is only episode 4. There's 37 episodes. There are 33 episodes left of this show to get through, and by episode 4, it's already amazing. I cannot wait to see just how my mind will be blown by the rest of this show, but I know I'm going to enjoy every second if it stays continually like this. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in episode 5. See ya!